start from here, okay? And then our opponent is gonna get the underhook right here. Okay, as I sit up for the underhook, this is very common in the fight. I'm gonna get his head, okay? And then I'll link my hands, right here. So now I use my toes on the mat, and then I'll put my shoulder on the mat right here and up, like this, okay? So do like a forward roll. Again, put in the hook, I go 1, 2, okay? If you maintain his hand here, I can easily lock the anaconda, okay? If you put his elbows down like this, then I can trap his arm and get the anaconda, okay? So we're gonna lock the anaconda here, 1, then we go back with the hand like this, you see? I can keep like this as well, right? Try to lock the arm. You see, that's harder for him to lock the elbow when I go like this. When I go here, like a guillotine grip, lock the elbow. Notice that he can lock his elbow. It's hard for me to bring his arm towards me. But when I grab with this hand facing towards the ceiling and the top hand facing down, like this, don't use your thumb, like this, okay? I can use the blade of, the outside blade of my forearm over his tricep. Try to lock the elbow. You see, it's harder for him to lock the elbow. There's a big difference here, okay? So now I can just like grab my bicep and then get the anaconda, okay? Remember, the anaconda is on the side of the arm, right? Also, if you have short arms, it's good to grab your tricep. Like turn your thumb down, grab your tricep, so you can have a really good grip. If you go straight to the bicep here, sometimes you feel like your hand is gonna be like this. It's not gonna be really effective. So go here, and then when you roll, you see that your wrist goes up, okay? So you have a better lock, okay? When you lock too, don't go with your hand like this, okay, in the middle of the joint. So you can kind of like crunch your fingers. So grab the bicep, okay? So I go on the tricep, turn, and then lock, okay? The first secret here, I'm not gonna grab a guillotine, okay? As I fall here, I grab my hand together like that. Close your elbow, Joe. Close this elbow here, see? Okay? So notice that because his hand is on top, when you block, when you put his elbow over my forearm, it's gonna break the grip, you see? So when I put my hand on this side, now try to block, so it's harder, so I can maintain the lock, okay? Of course, using the leg over will help you to lock easier, okay? As I mentioned before, I want his bicep against his face, so I can lock the dorsal really well, okay? So after I'm here, we're gonna change to actually anaconda, right? We lock the anaconda really well. So after this, we're gonna go for the dorsal, okay? And the way I'm gonna do the dorsal is like this. I'm gonna step with my inner thigh over his arm, and just like a hook sweep, right? A butterfly sweep. I'm gonna use my toes on the mat, and I'm gonna elevate my hip like this, okay? I'll do this. So I want to put both knees on the floor, but I want to keep his arm between my legs. Why? Because I want his bicep against his face. Okay? So I'm here. So I go like this. I change my hand this way, look. See? Now I go up, and now I sink my hand all the way through to this side. Okay? So once my hand goes all the way, I need to have only my wrist under his neck. I don't need to go all the way, okay? This is not good. So just here, this is enough. So you want this part of your arm against his neck, okay? Now I grab the bicep, putting my outside elbow on the floor, coming 90 degrees from my opponent, using my chest against his arm so I keep his arm really close to his face, okay, right here. Now put all my weight on the left elbow here, the outside elbow, this one here, okay? and then I can be on plank position, and then I shrug on this side, okay? To choke him out. Let's finish it, okay? You can step over the half guard, like give him the half guard, like this, because it'll be better for me to choke him if I fold him, okay? So I can step either over the bottom leg or over the top leg. Because sometimes I'm here, open your leg, start escaping hips joints. He starts escape more, look, he's gonna be aligned with my body, and that's not a lot of pressure here. I can still choke him out, but he's gonna feel a lot of pressure if he starts escaping like that. He's gonna feel a lot of pressure if I start moving and catch one of his legs. I go to the half guard, or I step over here. Then I fold him, you see? Try to escape right now. It's really hard, then I can use my elbow on the floor and choke. Okay, very basic. Again. So the way you're gonna drill is like this. I'll do this side again so you guys just see on this side. Go. 1, 2. Try to close your elbow. Okay. 1. Go back here. Different angle. So now you can see how I pass my hand to the other side here, okay? So he's gonna hook and grab his arm like this first, okay? So when I roll, I change my hand, okay? I roll, I change, so I go. So close their elbow. See, I keep my forearm over his arm. Now I block his arm, inner thigh over his tricep, thumb down, grab the tricep, finish. Go back here. Now look, when I come up, I will slide my arm in. So it's my hip coming up and my elbow on the floor. So I'm gonna do this. 1 and 2. See? So first I take my hip off the mat. Second, I take my shoulder off the mat. Okay? In the meantime, when I'm doing that, I'm passing my hand to the side. Then I go here. Okay? Easy, right? So I like to do this because sometimes you try to get the anaconda, your opponent is resisting, and let's say if you come up, he scored 2 points on you. In this case, I'm on top, right? I jump for the guillotine, for the roll. And then I feel like he's trying to come up, and it's hard for me to get the tricep here, block your arm, goes like this. I try to find the arm right here, but he's putting the hand behind his leg, which I can do like this. Okay? If that happens, you need to catch your his elbow here, and then push his arm like this. So I go here. All right? And then I feel like he's coming up. If you come up on this position and he escapes, it's gonna be 2 points for him. So I'm gonna grab my arm, and even when him is on turtle position, stay on turtle. Even with him on turtle position, I can change for the darts right here. Okay? Or because come on turtle position, it's gonna be really hard for me to finish him from here, right? Even though I can go on top like this. Let's say I don't want to get the darts. Okay, I can remain on top or disengage, so I don't give in the 2 points. Okay. All right. All right. So let's work on that. 1, 2, 3. Guys, actually, Chad asked me this question last class. Like when the person underhook, you go for the darts. Like if you have long arms like Ty and Kate, of course you can get your bicep here, right? But if you have a shorter arm, it's gonna be hard for you to set up the darts. That's why I like to go for the neck first. I go for the neck and I roll here. And when I roll here, I don't stay with both shoulders on the mat, because then he can turn towards me, turn this way, And then he ended up like being on top of me. Grab both legs. He's gonna grab my legs here. Even though like I'm trying to get the guillotine, he can start skating, okay? So when you roll, make sure you keep just the left shoulder on the mat. In this case, the side you grab the head is the side you keep on the mat, okay? So when I roll here, I stay sideways. Try to turn to me, jump. See? Now I change my hand. Everything is gonna turn to me. If I'm here, he's gonna turn. Okay? Don't do that. All right? And if you wanna go straight to the darts from the top, right here, when you underhook it like this, you can frame, push him back and grab his wrist, and then you drag his arm to the side. Okay? Or even before, he's like framing on you here, you go like this. Drag to the side, and now you go for the darts. Like this works really well for those who have like shorter arms. Okay? With the underhook, it will be a little bit harder because his bicep is far from his face. As I mentioned before, when his arm is against his face, now everything is so easy because they space, less space, so you can lock the arm really quick. Okay? So let's work on that. You can do different positions. You can go for a takedown and then go for the position we learned today, or he frames here, you can go here. Okay? And then go for the darts. You don't even need to pass his guard, just go straight to darts. Also, for people with really short arms, like if you feel like it's hard for you to get your bicep, you can go like this. And then you chop your forearm over his neck, and then you start bringing him closer to you. And sink your hand a little bit more, like your bottom hand, and then you can easily grab your bicep. And same thing, put your elbow on the floor and start shrug on this side, okay? If you underhook, I can push him out. If I want to go straight to the darts, I'll push his arm to the side, okay? If he frames here, I can go like this. Or if he's underhooking really well, I feel like he's really close, stay close, John. He's really close, I trap his head. Then I go. Also, if you keep like closing the half guard, when I roll, like this, I can use my leg to kick. I use my outside leg to kick. Now I'm here. Close the elbow, John. Okay, close. Now, inner thigh over his tricep so he can lock. Also, when you come up, you need this connection here. Keep the inner thigh heavy on his arm, so you keep his arm against his face the whole time. Okay? And now I make a transition from the inner thigh to the chest. Okay? I keep my chest on his arm right now, so I can keep his arm against his face. And I can lock it. Okay? You can also drill more when you're here and your opponent goes for the turtle position like this, and I'm on the headlock. Same thing. I can sink my hand and then lock the darts for you. Okay? So let's work more either takedowns or sweeps. And once you got on top, you sit up. Okay? For example, I'm here with Jonathan, right? I get underneath of him. I sweep him, I get on the side, he underhook, I go to the position. Okay, and then I start doing everything for him. Right? Or some other ones. I can go for a takedown, he underhook, and then I go for here. Just takedown or sweeps. And as you come on top, you're on the half guard, your partner, you're gonna underhook, and then you're gonna sit up. You can also go straight to darts if you want, crossing the arm. Okay? Any question? Just do more dynamic right now, okay? Back and forth, one time each. 1, 2, 3.